Hi, everyone. This is Kwavi. Welcome to another episode of 50 Shades of Over 50. And I have a fabulous guest today. Her name is Martha Bourlakas. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here, Kwavi. This is such an honor. So
Oh,
fun.
thank you. And thank you for being here, agreeing to, do this interview with me. Because, it's not always easy for people to say yes. And then sometimes people are busy. So truly appreciate it.
Well, I'm truly excited and honored to be here. This is great and
Yay.
love talking to your audience, even though I can't see everybody. I feel like let's all come together.
Yes. And so the first question I have for you, and it's a question I ask all my guests, is how old are you?
I am 58. I
Yay!
will admit, I had to check that with my husband. The other day, I made a reference to being 57, and he's like, I think we're 58. I said, okay.
Love, love, love it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And so I want us to talk today about, and with regards to age, and before we even go into the main reason why I wanted to talk to you, is for you, like going into your 50s, was it like, oh my goodness, dread, or was it like excitement, or was it kind of like, I don't know. How was it for you?
Yes, that's such a good question. It was very much, I don't know. I
Hmm.
have always, the women in my family, my mother, and then my two great aunts, who lived well into their hundreds,
What? Oh my.
they did. And we're just like, didn't even talk about age, just kind of rolled on with it. And so I think that was the role modeling I had.
Mm.
But I think the society and all the talk that you hear in the magazines you read are like 50 and your skin and your hair and your life are going to be over. So that left me somewhere in the middle
In the
of
middle.
what's it going to be like?
Yes. And so far, how has it been for you though? Like,
Been the best. The best.
love
I
it.
mean, for so many reasons, but I just so feel that.
Good. All right. So I have another question for you. You did something that most people don't do in their 50s, and you are killing it after you. So just kind of let the people know what that is, because I want them to hear it from you.
Bobby, you're so great. I started a sugar cube business in my 50s. In my early 50s, I have always loved a champagne cocktail, which the classic champagne cocktail is champagne, a sugar cube, and bitters.
Mm.
And so my husband and I were having champagne cocktails, and I started thinking, oh, this could be this little sugar cube, which is so old fashioned to me. And I love that part of it. I thought it could be more beautiful and more fun. And I love the effervescence of it. So I started experimenting with infusing the sugar cubes with different flavors
Hmm.
and started giving them as gifts. And people got really excited. And decided to turn it into a company, formed an LLC, and then won a Best of Virginia for our rose petal cube. And from
Wow.
there, it just kept growing.
So how long have you been in business?
So I've been in business since 2018, but
Wow.
it has not been, I think that is one thing when I look at the difference between starting a business at this age, at this wonderful age,
Yes.
compared to your 25-year-old startups. I am a little bit more methodical, a little bit
Mm.
more intentional about the growth. So it hasn't been some kind of, explosion. And I've loved it that way. And
Well, it
that's it.
probably is an explosion to other people. You just don't see it that way. Because listen, I heard that these sugar cubes may or may not be at the Ritz Hotel. Is that true?
They are not there yet. We
Mhm.
are working towards it. They
Mhm.
reached out to us. So Forbes featured our cinnamon vanilla cubes, which Kwabi's got hers, I've got
Yes,
mine.
I've got mine. Yes, I have
Um,
my orange
we
zest.
made you're so awesome. I love it. With your nails, which are
I
beautiful as
know. And
usual.
then I have my rose petal. Let me see. I'm trying to get it so you can see
I
it.
know it's hard to see that.
Yeah, but that's the rose petal. But look, I mean, just look at the container, first of all. Like, isn't that just beautiful? Like, seriously, I just love that you've been very intentional about everything. And then it just looks so pretty. I mean, look inside of it. I know you can't really see, but look at that. Just look at that with rose petals in it. Like, seriously?
Rose petals in it. And so it does when it floats in your champagne, they're
Oh,
organic, edible rose petals, or in your tea, whatever you prefer. It does kind of, it's just a small joy, which for me has been the whole impetus behind the business is how can we create smaller joys in a world that's chaotic.
yes. Oh, love it. And then look at the orange one. The orange one, look at the color. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that just beautiful? Oh my
You're so
goodness.
awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, so Forbes included our cinnamon vanilla cube in a list of perfect gifts for coffee lovers. That was this past
Wow.
Valentine's Day. So
Wow.
from that, the Ritz-Carlton heard about us and reached out, and so we're negotiating how to do our cubes on a bar cart that they want to do in their lobby. So
Wow.
yeah, so
Look
it's
at that.
exciting. It is.
I mean, so where can people find them though? Right now, how are you distributing it now?
So we sell online. So
Nice.
at our website,
I'm
which
gonna
is
put the links down below so you
okay,
guys can go
thank you.
purchase.
And we're getting ready to we're have just overhauled our website, and so the site will be new, have a fresh new look in the next couple of weeks. And then we're in boutiques and coffee shops all across the country.
Wow.
So lots of high-end kitchen stores,
Wow.
lots of gift stores. Yeah.
Did you reach out to them in terms of getting them to, taking your products, or how did that go for you? What was that like?
Both. So I do both. I sell a lot of wholesale, and it's sort of a combination of both. Word travels. We're big. We're very active on Instagram, and
Mm,
so that's kind of where we hang out
yeah.
and share pictures. And so I get a lot of inquiries on Instagram,
Mm,
and then I reach out to people, and
mm.
I love to connect with people and talk about where our cubes might work. And yeah.
That's so nice. So right now, these ones can be found on your website. So I'm going to put that there for everyone so everyone can see, because I think
Ooh,
that's really important. But you
yeah.
know what just crossed my mind? This needs to be one of Oprah's favorite things. Like, seriously, it just,
Kwavi. Yes.
seriously,
Do you have a direct line to Oprah? Because we
I
need to
wish
make
I did. But you know what? But I'm going to be speaking about this because no, really, I mean, it's just so cute. And it just has, I mean, who has sugar cubes with orange zest, cherries in them? Who has rose petals and sugar cubes? Like, really, who has
That
that?
makes an instant old fashioned. The orange zest and cherry. If you like an old fashioned cocktail, that's also good in tea. They also they're delicious in mulled wine, and hot toddies,
Oh,
all those good,
oh,
winter cozy cocktails,
exactly.
apple cider. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's fun.
wow.
So I'm so
Now, go
grateful
ahead.
for your excitement.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember seeing, I was like, I mean, just so for me, I'm all about the packaging. Like when I see things, I love to have the whole experience. Now, the product
Right.
can be amazing, but I also want the service and the packaging and all of that. And you provide all of that.
We do. And I have to shout out to our designer. So it's a woman-owned company in Charlottesville, Virginia. And
Oh, nice.
I sort of presented this all to her. And at first she's looking at me like, who is this wild woman and what is she trying to do? And I told her some of the design aesthetic I wanted. And then she just created this packaging. And so it's beautiful. The flower in our logo is a catchfly flower, and it's from the Appalachian Mountains, which I
Oh,
grew
wow.
up at the foot of the Appalachian Mountains, and we still live here now. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so she just incorporated me and the product, and I'm just all about the women-owned
Oh my
businesses.
good. I
Yeah.
love that story. So
Yeah.
tell me, what was your background like? Did you have marketing background, any of that before starting this business?
Oh, no, 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 no. Kwavi, I used to be a teacher long
Okay.
ago. And I also have my MFA. I've written,
Okay.
you and I have talked about our books.
Yeah.
And so I turned my thesis into a book about raising our oldest daughter who has autism and
Hmm.
what that is like.
Yeah.
And I have always had baking businesses.
No, okay.
All along the way, I had small baking businesses. For a bed and breakfast and that kind of
Mm.
thing. So I've always liked to bake. And this is essentially a candy making process,
Hmm.
making the sugar cubes. So it
Hmm.
it fit and
Yeah.
followed.
Yes.
And I love cocktails and I love celebrating
Yeah.
and I love coffee.
Yeah.
So it all fit.
Oh my
Yeah, it's a
goodness.
natural progression.
Yeah. But okay, so tell me though, because starting a business in your 50s can be daunting. Or were you just like, you just had that desire and you were not really thinking about that? Or was there a part of you like, what am I doing? Like,
There
seriously.
is an everyday part of me doing that, Kwavi, saying that to myself. What am I doing? It is very daunting, is the best word because it's so scary. And I think there are so many narratives out there like, at this point nobody's going to hire me, and at this point there's no need to start something new. And I gotta say, this business and this the importance of celebrations and marking celebrations to me is something I had no choice but to do this. It's
Yes.
so important to me that I had no choice. And I thought, even this is so scary. And it's sometimes just ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? But the fun I've had, this has made my 50s interesting, challenging, and it's helped me meet people. I met you just recently.
Yeah,
And
we just met
so
like over a month ago, little over
over
a
a
month
month
ago.
ago. And so these relationships that I just never dreamed I would get to have. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I'm glad you're saying this because I'm sure there are people watching this and saying, well, she had it all together before she did it. And I'm
Ah,
sharing this because I want those listeners to realize that that idea or that dream that they have, guess what? You can put it out into the world imperfectly.
oh my goodness. Yes. I mean, if we could scream that, and I have to laugh. Oh, she had it all together. I am the least having it all together person you will meet. I mean, I put on my pretty top, I put on my lip gloss, and I have on my sweatpants. I mean, this is the way I go.
That's fine, girl. That's okay.
And
We're good.
so I say that out loud because it's important to me. And also, I believe you will never get up to a point of having it all together. So
Exactly.
you might
That's
as well
true.
go.
Yeah. And if you're thinking you will, that's an illusion because it's not true.
It's an
And that's
illusion.
your brain telling you that that's a possibility. It's not.
No, no, there is never going to be a point where I all like, okay, my children are in a place where I can do this. And no,
Yes.
it's just not real. And
Yeah.
so to sort of avoid that narrative and go for the, okay, worst thing that can happen, it doesn't work. That's the worst thing.
And that's the worst thing. Exactly. And then you
Right.
have a choice at that point. You can tweak it and say, I'm
Right.
going to keep going, or say, you know what? This wasn't really for me. But at least you've done it.
At least you're doing it and you're
And
failing to learn and you're
exactly.
moving. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I did a post this morning
Mhm.
because our these cute little tins, they're like everything else, they're involved in a supply chain holdup.
Yes, of course.
So we've had to pivot and get a temporary tin and do new labels. And at first I just freaked out. I was like,
Yeah.
people are not going to buy them. And,
Yeah.
and talk with my designer. She's like, this happens. This is life. We're going to do it. We're
Yeah.
going to move through,
Yes.
you
And that,
know, and
and that's it.
yeah, that's it. It
And can you
is.
imagine how, and this is the other thing about doing things like that, the adversity will come and you have to think through it and decide what you're going to do next. But this is a beautiful thing. You have grown as a person through that process, through that
Yes.
process.
Yes. Yes. And the other thing I hear so much, Kwavi, and I'm sure you do too, is that women, particularly if you're a mom or whatever, this is selfish. This is selfish of me to
I
take this
know, like
time,
really.
focus, and you're like, I deserve this. I
Yes.
deserve this, and I'm only going to be able to live my life and take care of these three wonderful daughters we have if I'm nurturing myself
That's
and
it.
feeding and growing myself.
That's the thing. Women don't seem to, I think some women have gotten it, but a few women one thing I want women to understand is when you nurture yourself, when you nurture yourself and, let those desires come out and actually pursue those dreams and desires, guess who benefits? Everyone in your circle,
Yes.
every single person.
Yes. And then I think the world at large, which is
That's
in
what happens. It's
desperate
a domino
need.
effect. Oh, yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And you teach that so well with
Oh,
your
thank you.
work. And you really do walk the walk and just a living example of that.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
really are.
I'm doing my best. Like, seriously. And like the other day I posted something. Someone was like, I think someone had made the assumption. She's like, oh, Kwavi, you really love to exercise. I'm like, that is far
Yes,
from the truth.
I saw that. You were
I'm
like,
like, no,
no.
not at all.
Yes,
No, no.
exactly.
I do it
Ex-
because of the benefit, not because I love doing it. And listen, if I did
yes.
only the things I loved, I would not even be where I am today. Seriously. Like,
Because you asked the question in that post and I should have responded. I thought about it later,
well, you
but
still have time to respond. You can respond after this.
I can still respond
Yes.
because you know what occurred to me? I was doing my nighttime routine last night,
Mhm.
the face, and I
Yes.
thought, okay, I hate this. Kwavi, this is what I hate. And I'm going to go back, but you don't not
Yeah.
floss your teeth.
Listen, I do not like cleaning. Like, seriously.
No,
Some people
no.
love it. It's not therapeutic to me. Some people love
Oh,
cooking. I don't like it either. But, these are some things I will do because I
you
know
have
I
to
need.
do them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I do think the benefits of being in
Yes,
business this age
of course.
far outweigh
Yes.
the difficulties.
See,
And
and
I also say to so many people, I'll be sitting in meetings, particularly meetings with dudes,
mhm.
and they'll talk about, oh, this financial issue, this is so complicated, or this is so, such a problem. Honestly, as a mom of a daughter with autism, I think y'all have no idea.
Yeah, right?
I really, the things in business compared to raising human beings and
Thank
being in
you.
a relationship, no
No,
comparison.
no comparison. You're right. Because
No.
there is no blueprint. There is nothing. Like
Right.
zero.
There's a rule book. There's
None.
nothing.
None.
Yes. You're so right.
Yeah.
And the emotional tug and all that.
Yeah.
So
Love
yeah,
it.
that sort of keeps things in perspective.
Yay. I love it. All right, Martha, I could talk to you for hours. Like,
I feel
seriously.
the
Thank
same.
you so much for being here. I know the viewers are going to get so much out of just everything that you've said and just such an inspiring story. And I just want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Kwavi. And thank you. I have one last thing is to thank you for showing me what dancing feels like again.
Yeah.
Kwavi was dancing at the event on Friday night. I was like, it's been so long since I've danced. Who cares? And I haven't had that much
Doesn't
fun
it feel
in a long
so
time.
good though? Oh
It
my.
does. It does. I've told everybody about it.
Oh.
Just seeing you dance, and it was just fun. And
It's so much fun. Like really.
yeah.
Like, oh. And
So
it's not
you're
about
such an
being perfect.
inspiration
Oh,
always.
thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you
Thank you,
all.
Kwavi.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And thank you
Bye.
all for listening. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye. If you enjoyed listening to this show, you have to take a look at Flourish, my online global community exclusively for women in their 50s and beyond. We talk about the important issues affecting women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond in a safe and non-judgmental environment. We also provide the tools and resources to help you create your best life on your own terms. It's never too late and you're not too old. Go to the link below to learn more.